Paul Saint-Germain. I am an assistant professor at the Northern Arizona University. My specialization is in AI, and I also do research in a cutting edge field known as quantum natural language processing. So, why am I here today? I am here to introduce a cutting edge product that we developed called Calista. This product does automation of entire software development lifecycle along with generating 100% precise and robust production grade code. This product that we created is currently being used at a fintech client, one of the big four whose name I cannot reveal due to non-disclosure agreements. It is also at a manufacturing client. And too good to be true, let's have a demo about it. Before I get to the demo, let me quickly explain what an ERP or Enterprise Resource Planning software is. Let's say you are a client in the manufacturing domain and you want to create a product or a software that keeps track of all your products, your order, your clients, customers, cost, inventory, etc. Typically, you would contact an outsourcing based company like Infosys or TCS to create this particular software. Infosys and TCS uses a methodology known as SDLC or Software Development Lifecycle. Let me quickly introduce what SDLC is. In SDLC, there are 7 phases. In the first phase, planning is when the team is created. In the second phase, the team sends out a business analyst to the client side. He spends some time with the client understanding the requirements. Then he comes back, hands there is design stage, implementation, testing, and deployment. Also, in each of these stages, there are particular documents that is generated. For example, in the information research stage, which is the analysis stage, a document known as business requirement specifications is generated. Typically, that takes anywhere from 1 to 3 months. Then that is done by the business analyst. He hands it over then to a technology architect who creates the rest of the documents like software requirements specification, high level design, detail level design, data definition language, etc. Let's say it takes another month. Now, then this is handed over to the programming team or the coding team. The coding team typically takes 6 months on the best case to program this up, but in reality, that is not the case. Every time you show a version to the client, typically the client requirement keeps changing. It is a well-known fact. So there are multiple versions, and this honestly goes on from 6 months all the way to anything between 1 to 2 years. Finally, until the client says yes. And then the testing is done, deployment, maintenance, all together, let's say another 6 months. So what started as a 6 month product almost has ended as a 3 years project. How do we know this? We know this because our team has a combined 40 plus years of experience in working for companies like Infosys. You can ask around too, typically what happens in this kind of a software development lifecycle based code development. Our claim is that our product does not generate this code in years, not months, not weeks, but is going to do it in minutes. So let's have a look at how it does. So first I'm going to show you a typical requirement document. So this is from one of our manufacturing clients. So first, like I said, a business analyst goes there. And this particular client, of course, the name is redacted because of the non-disclosure agreement. This particular client wanted a software which keeps track of all their orders that come from their clients. So the order in production, they wanted a client module, they wanted a buyer module, order module, rate module, etc. And all of them have their own business logic. So let's see how long it takes to create an entire ERP software just using a requirement document like this. So I'm going to turn the stopwatch on here, and then let's go to the actual creation of it. So let's restart this guy. And before we do that, I'm going to show you the path where we are at. It's Mickey Code Factory, V2 Code Factory. So I'm going to run the command streamlit run main. Welcome. This is the demo of Callista. This is the first page where we upload the requirement document. So we browse for the requirement document, click on it, open, and we click on generate BRD or business requirement documents. Okay, BRD is generated and the machine says it's stored in step1/brd.md. Let's go and look at the folder step1. Let's look at the timestamp 5:57 p.m. 5:57 p.m. BRD. Let's open and quickly have a look at it. This is a big business requirement document, standard template, which shows all the security modules, buyer module, rate module, etc. So that step is successful. Let's go back. We go to step 2. In the step 2, we generate DDL or data definition language. Note that there are a bunch of documents which are generated internally, like high level design, detail level design, etc. But we are skipping it for the sake of time. Here it says it is created in step 2 folder. Let's go back to step 2 folder. Look at the timestamp. It's 5:58 p.m. 5:58 p.m. Let's quickly open that with Visual Studio and have a look at it. Yes, this is known as a DDL document or data definition language, which as you can see is an SQL document. So let's go to the next level. The next level, we use that SQL document to generate the database. Okay, data setup is completed. So let's have a look at the database. As you can see, the tables like buyers, clients, orders, everything is created automatically at this point. Now let's go to step 4. Step 4 is the main part where we generate the code. Okay, let's show you how code is generated. In the first step is we connect to something known as a metadatabase, which is a little secret sauce of ours. We establish the connection. Afterwards, we go on to the next step. Okay, I don't think it connected again, so I'm going to go back again. Open, connection, establish, cool. Okay, so now in this step, step 3, we find a source database, which in this case is the database we just created. So, oh, yeah, that's because we are creating MS Access source database. Let's find the database we just created just now. Okay, demo.db. So let's open this up. Okay. Create a connection, and you can see that all the tables are already loaded here. Now from step 3 to 9, it's all need basis steps. For example, in the next step, the user can pick a particular table, change the name of the table, change the name of the variable, whatever he wants. So these are all tables where the user can keep playing around with all these tables that he wants. So we're going to skip that and directly jump to step 9, which is generate source code. So as you can see, all the tables are here. So let's start with clients, right? Let's generate a source code, create a folder here. Let's create a new folder. It's called, what is that, September 15th, 2025, 6 p.m. Okay, there's a folder here. We just find the folder, and all we have to do is click on generate code. So let's go back to the code and the folder and have a look at it. So here on C, September 15th, 6 p.m., this one, as you can see, there's a bunch of code that is already generated. Let's open one of them and have a look at it. This one, let's see, when you open it, you can see that this is a completely perfect full-fledged class that is generated by our system, completely robust. And what are these 5 files? These are the 5 layers of any enterprise system. Middleware, the layers connecting to business object, UI, and the forms, all of it. Now note that we just created it only currently for one table. And that is only because we wanted to show you one at a time. So let's say we create it for buyers too. Let's generate code. And note that all this can be done in one single click, but we are keeping it so that you can see the step by step. There you go. The buyers are created, clients are created. Let's also create, let's say, orders, right? Generate code. I'm just going to go back to that folder and done. It's also created. Now let's go to the final step of the demo. So we need to close this. Our code generation is done, so we don't need this guy anymore. Close this guy, exit. Okay, terminate the result. Right. So this is done. Let's go to the code generation is done and the last step. Step 5. In this step, you can see that the entire end-to-end software has been created already. So let's start with clients. Let's add a client. Let's call the client's name dad, contact info, add client, and the client is added. So let's go and add a buyer who is like a, let's say a CTO within the client. Let's add a buyer, CTO, client, add buyer, right? So and then, so in short, everything that the requirement document wanted or the client wanted has already been created. Add an order. And how do we know that? Let's see this. Let me just close and reopen this quickly because the changes are on the hard disk. So let's see, it's the demo DB. Okay, this is the DB we created. Yep, the client name is dad, buyer name is CTO, the order name has been created, a new order, so on and so forth. In short, let me go back and just quickly stop this timer. There we go, stop. In short, ladies and gentlemen, we created an entire enterprise level software in less than 8 minutes. Welcome to the next level of programming and code delivery. This is a huge game changer. In fact, we want to use this time to compare our product with the rest of the products available in the market. So as you know, there are a lot of products like Cursor, Lovable, Windsurf, etc., which does code generation. However, our tool Callista is not a vibe coding tool to start off with. It is not just a code editor, but as you saw, it's an automation of entire software development lifecycle with 100% precise enterprise grade code generation, everything in the first pass. In fact, we have all these features like they do, editable code, debugging, multi-model support. On top of that, as you saw, our model is context aware, especially from natural language documentation, in this case, requirement documentation. Of course, like I said, a production grade code is used, any IDE can be used for you to edit the code. Long story short, what we have done is we have taken the responsibility of entire application structure and architecture. From the human, it has come completely to our tool Callista. Here is our future node roadmap. We plan to integrate quantum new cutting edge technologies like quantum AI, quantum NLP, and structural engineering of information. And what you just now saw is only the very first example of beginning of a long line of applications. Using these advanced technologies, we are going to create many, many quick products, an enterprise product in minutes. Thank you.